go. Hey everybody, it's Grant and Tim here with another Gutter Growth podcast for you. Today we've got Greg and Artur from the Kaszowski Group with us. Thank you so much for being here.
Pleasure, anytime. Thank you for having us.
It's good to see you, Greg. And listen, all the gloves are off, Tim, with these guys. So Greg might get a little, in there.
100%.
Actually, I have a good jacket today.
Just be prepared. So we just got to spend some time with you, Artur and Greg, your products and Artur over at the Gutter Summit. We had a blast over there. That was your second time getting to meet Tim. How'd you feel about that event and being able to have your product there?
First of all, I think event, I think it's a great thing for, and you can see, you can see how many people there was this year. It was nice to see the, familiar faces and people that we used to talk last year. But it was also nice to see a lot of new people, come in. You guys had him, what stuck with me, and he was, I think, one of your posts or something, a guy that a year ago was there, as one of the employees. And this year he brought 4 of them, his own employees within a year. He said, and I was like, what happened? And he was like, I won a coaching or something last year. And it was like 90 minutes or something every week or something like this. And I was like, say, you gotta be kidding me. And this year he paid for like 4 tickets for his employees. And he brought like 4 guys with him. So that's something that's gotta, kind of be really, really enjoyable for you guys. It just shows everything that, you put your mind to it. That's what you're going to do, and that was great. That was what kind of hit me most at at that event that, and this is just 1 year from the last year. And the guy was like, and, so that's what stuck with me. Other than this, a lot of nice people, a lot of people that, that we knew, like I said, from before, but a lot of new faces. We're happy because people, recognize, especially full coil cradles. A lot of guys were like, we're still waiting. We're going to get it maybe this year. I honestly didn't know that, that for some people takes, for some businesses, it kind of takes on planning to buy the full coil cradle, There are different sizes of the businesses, but even to purchase the full coil cradle, it takes the planning process, So, like I said, we're trying to keep it as low as it can, on the price for customers, for cradles and for everything to help up this way. But yeah, that was another thing that was kind of surprising to me,
Yeah, for sure. You know what else was really unique about that gentleman you brought up? Then he also went on to win that gutter machine.
Yes, the guy was born in I was like asking him for the lottery numbers,
Yeah, I know.
Doing really well. So.
It is unique that in the industry, something, as can help your efficiency level go up so much as that full coil cradle, or even some of your other cradles that you have. Cradles in general are the direction the industry is headed in right now versus the spools. The spools absolutely serve their purpose when you're doing a lot of production, or you want to have 2, 3, 4 of them, but that's a lot of weight on a truck, and carry your top couple colors. I like that depending on the type of vehicle, but you guys are offering a huge variety of different products. Why don't you talk to us a little bit about your best sellers right now, and then we'll get into some of the new things you have.
So, I would say this, when overall, even for gutter machines, and this is my personal belief, that if it's for a gutter machine, if it's for any spin-off system, the arbors, so those decoilers, we call them, those yellow one that they come in the either single, dual, or triple sizes. They provide the best control. Now, they sometimes may or may not work, on a gutter machine, but we make them for a gutter machine. But I think if you have like a environment where you can use them on a gutter machine, when let's say you have some setups in your shop, not even with the gutter machine, if you have a decoiler, same like with the seam panel machine for roofing, the decoiler with the tension brakes always gonna work the best.
Yes.
Now, in a field, you may not be able to do the decoiler sometimes, just because you have to travel all the way around. Again, Greg disagrees. I see in his eyes in a bag like poking me, and he says you can do
it. Greg, bump him over. Let you get in the spotlight right here. But I mean, you can. No, I agree with everything you're saying, Greg. What do you think?
No. I mean, I am the same way. Many times he speaks to customers and they asking a full coil cradle for spin-offs and stuff. For high-speed production. I mean, decoilers, that's the way to go. A full coil cradle is easy to load. With the small stuff, small coils, perfect. With the bigger coils, with the bigger weight, on a truck may not be necessarily the best thing. Like this, our smallest decoiler for a gutter machine, I think works better because you have a arbor inside the coil, so it has nothing touches the coil on the outside, so you don't get those cross lines on because with the full cradle, the thing is, doesn't matter how unless you do like a strap down to the machine, but then they're always gonna jump, and it's gonna on the bumps on the roads, it's gonna mark the coil, and then it's gonna leave the mark on the gutter. With the arbor, it's inside, nothing on the outside, so it's nothing touches the outside of the material. So I think that's the best application. But the thing is too, sometimes you speak to the customers and they have their own idea, and it's hard to convince them to one on another. But then we have all the options, so whatever they choose, we try to explain, we try to kind of.
Hi, my name is Archie, and I don't want this, or this to cause unexpected damage to your home.
Prevent unexpected and costly damage from clogged gutters. Protect your home with One Gutter Guard, the trusted solution for gutter protection. Call us today to schedule your free gutter inspection and estimate.
And yes,
lead them in the right direction, but
if you're gonna if you would ask the question right now, even forget the decoilers, which is novelty when it comes to gutter machines. They're used with the seam panel machines, but really for gutter machines, no one really had them before.
Correct.
So unless the big one, like 8 inches, I think 8-inch bucks something, they have those. But for regular like 5K, 6K, I had them. It's gonna take a time for industry to kind of go into that direction. Because you ask the question right now, spool or full coil cradle, and you're gonna have 50% of the guys swear by the spool, and you're gonna have 50% of the guys swear by the cradle.
And no one's gonna bring up the amazing arbors you have.
Yes, but and that's not.
We have one of those, Tim. We have one of those. You haven't seen it yet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Artur Kaszowski here from Kaszowski Group. Behind me, you can see our full coil cradles, and that's what I wanted to take a look at today and give you some details and some options that you can get with this equipment. First, I want you to take a look at our floor-mounted full coil cradle. This unit, it can take all the coils down from like 2-inch wide to 18-inch wide, up to 600 pounds. It comes with our famous 2 braking systems. So basically you have a brake in here, a friction brake, on the top roller where you can slow down the speed of that roller. And also you have another braking system. This is a tension brake, a spring brake, spring-loaded brake, that it's built inside the frame in here on both ends. And you can see when I'm gonna try to lift that center bar in the middle, it'll give me a lot of resistance. And that resistance, it's what keeps the coil tight throughout the whole coil. You don't have to adjust it because the spring gets smaller and provides the constant pressure on the coil. To provide better contact, the rollers that you see inside in here, we actually made them bigger. Right now, both of those rollers are 3.5 inch in diameter. When it comes to our machine-mounted full coil cradle, you could almost say that there are two versions of the machine-mounted units. So the first one would be if you have either 5 or 6 inch gutter machine, then you would use a full coil cradle, this one in here, but you do not need a mounting plate. So let me repeat it one more time. If you have a 5 inch or 6 inch gutter machine, then not a combo unit, then you would not need a mounting plate. And basically what you do, you will mount that full coil cradle directly to the gutter machine without that plate, and I'm gonna show you how. When you take a closer look at the machine mounted, when you remove the center bar, the pressure bar, you can see the plate that it's welded into the frame, and on that plate you have few different holes. Now those bigger one would actually work with the mounting plate, so you would use those when you put the extra mounting plate and you use it on the combo units. On non-combo units, so 5 inch and 6 inch gutter machine, you could mount directly using those outside holes in here. You basically set it up on your gutter machine and you put the screws through here, and that's how you mount that unit. One more thing that I want to mention, when you look at machine mounted unit and when you look at floor mounted unit, the floor mounted unit does not have that big plate mounted inside. It only has 2 small plates on each end that you can use to mount it to the surface. So that's the big difference between a machine mounted, regardless if this is 5 or 6 inch or combo unit, and a floor mounted. Last option for machine mounted unit would be a mounting plate that you guys see in here, and this is mostly used on 6 combo units. In some cases, I believe that could be even used on 18 installed on 7K machines. We can always make a plate that fits your 7 inch gutter machine. So for that, you'd probably have to contact us. But I know on most manufacturers on the 7K that will work as well. As long your spread is no more than, let's say, 24 inches on your blocks, the mounting blocks on your gutter machine, then you can attach that plate, and then you can attach machine to that plate. Like I showed you before, because of those large holes in here, elongated holes, you have a lot of movement on the inside. So if you do the mounting plate and then if you do the cradle on top of it, you have a lot of movement left to right, and that always allows you to line it up with the entry gate on no matter what machine you have. Finally, I would want to say, if you're considering buying a full coil cradle, take a look at the Kaszowski Group. We've been right now on the market for probably close to 15 years. We improve our full coil cradles, you could say, on a yearly basis. I believe the version that you see right now would be probably a revision number 6 or 7 of what we started with. We listen to our customers and we try to implement any good ideas that they provide us. We have great price on all our units. We make it for everyone. We do not discriminate. This will fit any gutter machine, old or new, any manufacturer. We actually have separate plate that we're working on that you don't see it in here, but that plate allows to mount it to basically any gutter machine, even the one that were made 50 years ago and did not have the mounting blocks for cradles or any other equipment. So please take a look, please visit our website. We're gonna put our website somewhere in here or maybe somewhere in here. I'm not sure where that's gonna fit, but take a look, see, check all the online social media. You'll see that people have only good things to say about us. And take a look at our spin-off equipment that you can find on our website as well. And see you next time. Yeah. So that's always, and that's totally fine. I mean, everyone has different application. People
Right.
learn it their own way. We have spools as well if they want it. But I would say, I wouldn't fight you on a gutter machine, never. But when it comes to, the setups that we do for warehouses where you spin off from racks through the recoiler, you have to get yourself and something that has some kind of control, because once you're not creating the tightest coils that you can.
I have to stop you.
You see, I'm going. That's it.
Got you.
No, because we were just talking other day about our full coil cradle that has pretty much two types of tension control, because we have the central tension with the spring-loaded central bar, and then also we add up another friction brake on the outside roller, so there is no spin-off. So kind of full coil cradle, I have to disagree that we actually have a way to control spin-off.
Yeah, but you're not gonna be able to control
Right.
it
the
way that you do it with the friction brake.
Mhm.
I don't know.
What do you guys have going behind you right there?
Okay,
So people that are watching, they're gonna want to know what that is. What you got?
So this is like a final area where we put the recoilers. This is all of them that you can see here. I think it's 16-inch wide.
Okay.
So that's like the bread and butter recoiler that most of the gutter guys would need. Even in the smaller companies, you don't have to be that big. But that's like a final stage where we put all the components together, guillotines and all the stuff before we pack them for a shipping.
Okay.
So that's where you would see it in here.
Yeah. So for some of you listeners that haven't had the opportunity to either, yes, that's what we want to see. Utilize these products, this team. I just kind of want to reintroduce these guys. Would you just tell us, the viewers, who you are and kind of what your role is here in this family operation?
So I don't know. We're industry changers. We're trying to put good new stuff. We're trying to listen to customers. And if you look at the units behind us, like I'm sure we've said that before, a lot of stuff on those units comes from the customers. A lot of stuff about full coil cradles comes from guys like you, where we talk to you guys, what you guys like the best. If you like this one, when we were doing a full coil cradle, the question was, do we have one that pivots out for loading or not? And 90% of the guys said, I'd rather have the better price than the pivot, because I don't use the pivot that much. So that's why when we redesigned our full coil cradle, we started just without the pivot, because that's what most of the people said they would want to do. Here I do, we sell everything pretty much that has to do with the spin-off industry, starting from 16-inch coils through 24-inch coils. And right now you should see within the next year, few of our 48-inch cut length lines throughout the United States. We have, one of our lines was here in Poland. The second one was just sent to Romania. So and that's why I went to, with Greg, we went to Germany instead of the metal cone, because we want to build up a little bit of the European market as well. Part of our production is here in Poland, so we want to kind of use all of it, especially right now with the tariffs coming into the play. We're trying to diversify and trying to hit a little bit more than just US, but this is what we try to do. We try to do it for a good price. And if you guys, I think I want to say that in here with Tim and Grant, online, that we've had a few customers right now telling us that, they would have bought it sooner, but they thought the equipment it's really too cheap and they were afraid of the quality, So for everyone, they did us big favor. The price raises are coming in, thank you. So thanks. We need more of those. If it's too cheap, we'll make sure we'll correct that problem. But, joking aside, we know that part two, there'll be a time that probably not going to be that cheap. But we're working basically for now to improving, making sure everything works, minimalizing any downtime for customers, and then moving those experiences to our bigger units. So with the bigger units, kind of make them the way so you don't have much of a downtime, when you're working with it. And
Arthur,
Greg,
I was going to say, what's your actual role? What's your role? So you're Arthur. What's your role? How are you guys related? Yeah, tell people there's new watchers all the time.
Yeah, but you can see he's the talker, I'm the doer.
There you go. Without a talk, wouldn't be much of a doing. We would have probably cats and dogs in here in a warehouse. So I think it's a perfect, junction, and it's a perfect, correlation between us. But that's what we do. I bother him with all the new stuff that I want to get done and how quick I want to get them done. And he's trying the best he can, to do it. But basically everything, when you look in here and, it will get you all the stuff. This is all Greg, I help to sell it and, and move it and kind of, show people all the advantages of using of our equipment. But behind the scenes, it's all him, all doing all, designing and redesigning and
the execution.
Execution, trying to make sure that, that everything works the way it's supposed to.
So Greg, question for you. What are some of the bigger challenges that you're facing now as you're trying to level up your product? I know you have so much credibility in the industry for the products you've already put out. We have them, Jeffrey Cope, lots of people. There's huge suppliers and distributors here that are using your products. We've spoke about those in the past. What are some of the challenges you're facing with either what Arthur's bringing back to you to create, or just, again, with the maybe tariffs or being able to get materials to build and design? What are your biggest challenges right now?
You know what? I would say the biggest as right now would be probably the time, because it's to develop anything new, it takes over and over. We have to redo it, but then we testing it, then we changing stuff, and then the thing with me is like from the first like when I first think about something, by the end I'm finished with it. It changes drastically. It's like during the process, then no, let's do this, let's change this. And basically what we want to do is that whatever we selling, we don't want to have any problems with fixing it or complaining to people. So I never like to hear people complaining about the stuff, so I try to do the way that they just don't complain.
Maybe your guys' products are absolutely fabulous.
So
just circling back to what Arthur was saying about the guy who thought maybe it was a little bit too cheap, as a joke, but like your guys' products are fantastic.
Hey, Grant, you know what I used to do 20 years ago?
What's that?
And you could only do it with light coils, but I didn't even know what a cradle was or if they even made them. I'm like literally 20 years ago, but I would take a box and a blanket and put a little light spin down in it. That was my cradle.
That was the cradle. I have few pictures from the customers. We usually don't share those, but we actually have people use our recoilers, and they have the coil in a chair. So they have like a plastic chair. They go over, and it protects them going left to right, and they go over. Listen, we would never judge. And we totally understand. We came from the same place. Rather, we had to borrow money to buy stuff, to build something, to build one machine. You can see maybe one day when we do catalog or something, we'll show you some pictures. First few units, Greg built in a garage, in our just residential area, in a small garage, with his daughter running around, between all the stuff,
She was working.
She was working.
Yeah. So Greg, you were paying her a salary, right?
Yeah, we totally understand for everyone, but I would say that yes, the biggest challenge right now would be to keep developing and being able to fulfill all the orders that we have to do. That's the biggest challenge, I think, because if I pull Greg and he has he's finishing that, cut a length line right now, he's not reinventing, but readjusting the slitting line right now, putting all the experiences from the last 3 years to this new version of the, cut a length unit. So it's hard to get to him sometimes, and we have the current stuff and orders that we have to do, and some services that sometimes we need them. So I think that's the biggest thing, how's the one person on his end keep doing this stuff? He's looking into doing a seam panel machine. He's maybe doing a gutter machine. But the question is, can we or cannot? Is it worth it? Or, how's that going to happen? Because I need his control to do it, but he can only do so much during the day. So, So that's the biggest challenge, either to finding someone that can work with him, which that ain't going to be easy. And, so I don't know what we're going
to do.
Tim, when you get some time, I want I know you've seen them, but now it'll all make sense. Go back and watch the other 2 podcasts with these guys. Start with the very first one.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's just epic. It's such a fun time. Okay, I want to ask you a serious question, because not only I think your products are fabulous. Go ahead, Greg. What are you going to say?
Who are you asking the serious question right now? Because we got to know.
I'm going to ask you as a team, because as coaches and people who are developing other businesses, I want to understand a little bit about your communication, because the execution and the dreaming is on point. Where are you guys at? How do you, as a business, how are you guys meeting and coming up and making decisions? Because you're evolving pretty quickly. What does that look like? 1 meeting a week, 5 meetings a week with your team? None? You just freestyle? Who cares?
We talk he's in here most of the time. I'm in
Mhm.
US,
Yep.
but we talk like every day. Like, listen, if he knows so far, right? Because we can still do it. But if there is a service call, if let's say on and off switch goes on a decoiler, on a recoiler or something,
Yep. Yep.
99% of the time he knows it or I know it.
Yep.
He's connected to our phone system in US. Like, even if I'm asleep and you call, if you would call at, let's say 3 a.m., he'll pick up that phone if there
Right.
was an issue, because he's connected. So
Because I'm
They froze, but basically what he said
I didn't
is
know if you were
because
from
he's a badass and he ain't letting nobody down. And if it wasn't for him, the whole thing would fall apart.
I don't think I was saying the right stuff because he cut me off for a second, So quick.
That's all right. Well, he did free. What you froze?
You
What
froze
did you
for a
say?
minute.
Yeah. So basically, anything that's going
I'm
on.
talking about your communication as a company, though.
Yes.
Making decisions for new product, talking with your employees. I'm saying your management type communication. How often are you guys meeting and looking over the way your business is running and where you want it to go?
so if may I?
Yeah. Go ahead, bro. Take it away.
No, so basically between me and Arthur is we speak every day, and every day there's some new things. Like we exchange. He talks to customers a lot, so he tells me everything. Some requests, some questions, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And on the top of that, also inside the company here and where we build stuff, we have meetings usually, once a week. I talk to my guys, see if they have any ideas, if they have any, like how we can manage better, how we can make this stuff quicker, easier, so they don't have to work so much. And basically, that's like weekly or maybe every 2 weeks, something like that. That we have it. I talk to them, and we also try to figure out the best way to manage, our time here and as a production. And with Arthur, like I said, every day there is something. There is communication every day.
Mm-hmm. Timmy, what do you got? What's your thought, brother?
About what?
Anything.
I think there's some badass machines back there.
That's a good thought.
That's it. That we can spend another 30 minutes talking like this, 100%.
So let's do this. Let's interject and put in. You guys have fabulous social media content. The production is done really well. The videos are crisp and clear. It's all done in like 4K. Where do they find you on that YouTube channel?
Like, where do people find us on the YouTube channel?
Yeah,
I think if you look up Kaszowski Group somewhere, everything should come up. I think at Recoilers, it's, I don't know why I don't want to change anything in here, but I think at Recoilers, it's like they have this call name right now.
Okay. Yeah, because I know people are going to want to go dive in and immediately look. So
you know what? I would say this, that, and again, because you can go to KaszowskiGroup.com and you can, look up all our stuff and all the links are there. But if you remember, we have another website, basically www.decoilers.com. I think it's a lot easier to remember for people. So just decoilers.com. It will take you to our like medium-sized decoiler, and from there you can look at all the products. So, and you have on our website, you'll have a link to YouTube and all the social media. And if you're at, Facebook or Instagram, the same thing, just, look up either Decoilers or Kaszowski Group, will come up over there 100%.
Great. Let's post his link when this drops.
Yeah. And what we'll do, I got the marker at 24:35. We'll just put it up. We'll have Ange put something up. We really want you listeners to go check out their products. They're really going to help your efficiency in a multitude of ways in your shop and or in your gutter vehicle, whatever that may be, trailer. or truck.
Yes.
Greg, what? Oh, go ahead, Arthur.
No, I was saying, and don't be afraid. They're really good equipment. Even they're not still too expensive. We'll make sure we'll take care of this later. But for now, till this lasts, take the shot and get it. And you can find it. I'm sure you can find it in any state right now. Anything, give us a call. We'll let you know where you can actually look at them. A lot of ABC Supply branches have them. Beacon, QXO, I think right now.
Yeah, you guys are everywhere.
Partners, everyone, whoever does it, they use our stuff. So if you're not sure, don't just say no, and maybe just go around. And I'm sure within your state you'll find us not that far. So, and if not, just call us and we'll point you to the right direction.
Yeah, you guys ship really quickly. Whenever I place those orders, I'm not getting them a month later. They come usually within about a week.
Yes, for small stuff, usually we ship next day after we receive the payment. Bigger stuff, it depends on the volume, what we have. Sometimes, even recoilers, sometimes you can get shipped within 2-3 days. But I've shipped full coil cradles within an hour. Like the PayPal comes in through or some form of payment. And if it's, still like early in the day, you get it, we ship it out the same day. We don't wait, we don't hold it. But like I said, different scenarios.
Greg, what are you working on that's brand new? Give us a sneak peek here to wrap us up. What's something we can expect? Let us just see into your mind for, something maybe over the next 2-3 years.
No, I think
No, don't give
I knew it.
3 months, weeks, maybe, not years. No. That timeline's gotta be tight.
There you go, Greg. You're gonna have to drag it up a mountain.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen 3 years. No.
Basically, I think last time we spoke, I was telling you something about the 24-inch recoiler. So I'm pretty much done with it, with the high speed. It's going to be really high speed 24-inch recoiler slitter and cut a line like a blanker. So you can cut sheets, slit sheets, or you can recoil coils on that machine. It's just a lot of electronics involved. And, we just want to have even the stupid animation on a screen, we just want to have everything perfect. So we're pretty much done with it. So I'm hoping the first unit gonna go to States by the end of this year. And
this is actually, this wasn't actually built yet, and we already have the customer asking for it for last 2 months. So it's like even the prototype unit is already sold.
So
nice.
That's the one thing. Another thing too is we finish up the 48-inch Catalan line with the recoiling, so like a whole line with the same thing, like a recoiling, slitting, and cutting sheets. So that's the 2 things I'm trying to finish this year, but we'll see how times go.
Not finished because we have a customer in States. By the end of the year, he's got to have the decoiler and recoiler.
That's
and I hope he's watching and he's gonna get it. I'll make sure.
Let's go. I'm on it too. I'm making sure. Let's go. Yeah. Well, how can I help you, Greg?
That's how it's gonna get done.
It just has to be, everything has to be done. So.
And you have some video of that, correct?
Yes, we do have some videos. We don't, so like Greg has, because the way we do it, he puts everything together, even before we ship it, he tests everything, and then we take it, paint it, and put it back together, then we ship, because that first prototypes and first of the new series got to be really tested before we ship it out. So we test everything unpainted. So that's why we don't share too many videos during the testing phase. Once we put the colors on and everything, then then you're gonna see all the new stuff he was working on right now. Before, our Catalan line was without the coil cards, and right now they're gonna have both coil cards on decoiler and the recoiler. So the loading and unloading, it's a lot easier than you don't need a crane. You can do it a lot easier. So, that's just the process.
We have our new machine that is waiting for us in Ohio. We have a nice big custom trailer, and I'm really excited about the parts that we have from you because they're going to be showcased in that training trailer that's going to go all around the country. So for people that are going to catch us at our travel trainings, noted that gutter lives and travel trainings are different. Look for us and their products at our Gutter Lives training trailer that'll be going all around the country this year. And
Starting in February, Florida.
Yeah, well, the first one will be in February. If you guys haven't got to see, their arbors are amazing. They have these expanding arbors too that can, right? They get wider based off of the inside diameter of the coil, as well as their full coil cradles. You'll be able to see those in action on our travel training trailer. So we appreciate you guys for that.
Anytime.
Very cool. All right. Well, it was great hanging out with you guys today. We're going to put some stuff up in the video so people know how to reach out to you guys. Hope you have a fabulous rest of your evening. Greg, take it easy on Arthur, man. He's doing his best.
Always. Yes, I'm trying.
That should be the other way around.
I'm trying. Yeah.
Arthur, take it easy on my brother, man. We carry a lot of weight.
Will do. But we thank you guys too for having us again, and wanted to talk to us. Maybe we're not that boring after all.
No, you're never boring.
Say it, so.
So, Greg, final note. I know Arthur's going to be buying a place down here in South Florida by me and Tim. So make sure that you have the keys to that place.
One unit for one more unit for me.
All right, brothers. We'll talk soon.
Pleasure. Thank you, guys. Have a great day. Yep. Bye-bye.